What is going on, YouTube? It is Hex back here with another video, and today we are going to be reacting to a home invasion story animated. So get ready to be scared in today reaction. What? Okay. But before we start, I just want to give you a big shout out to Dan the Movie Fan, or as he is now, Gold Quality Reviews, for giving me the idea of today's video. And without further ado, I'm getting really bad at talking lately. I don't know, but without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Home invasion horror story.
It was a cold, foggy evening when I contacted a close friend of mine who stayed at my place for the night. Both of us were only 10 years old at the time, and my parents were often at work until midnight, so I was usually alone with nothing to do except watching a television show or reading a book.
Okay.
My friend Alex had agreed to come over and brought a game of Monopoly to pass some of the time.
See, before I was like, why would you leave your kids at home that late? Like, one of your parents should be off of work, and then I was like, oh yeah, they have like a babysitter probably. And then yeah, he came over, that was cool. So yeah, I was like thinking, why would you leave your kids at home in the middle of the night?
I also asked if he was interested in going to explore an abandoned subway station 3 miles away. He seemed excited at
Okay, I'm sorry that I'm pausing it a lot, but you're 10, he's 15, you're gonna die. If there's some murderer in there, you're screwed. You're not gonna make it. Like, you're 10, I guarantee you they're not gonna bring any weapons. They're not gonna be able to protect themselves from anything. Yeah, that's just the classic stupid horror move. Like, there's always something stupid that happens in a horror movie or story that just makes all that happen. Like, if they were smart, none of this would happen. But if it was like that, then there wouldn't be a horror story. So let me just get right back
first, so we planned to go on the trip in the morning.
I'll try to start.
I remembered that the subway dated back to the mid-1920s and became abandoned in 1932 after the market crash in 1929.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
I was very fascinated about its history, but never got the chance to go inside after my parents had warned me not to enter. As I quietly slept in my bed, I heard what sounded like a gunshot coming from the forest behind the house. Both of us woke up, frightened after what we had heard, and I told my friend not to worry, as hunters tend to go into the forest on frequent occasions, but when I checked the time, it was 11:39 p.m. This seemed very unusual, as hunters only came into the forest between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m.
That's really late.
I looked at Alex and decided to get out of my bed, intending to look through the window and spot for anyone in the forest. The darkness clouded my vision, so I was unable to see anyone in the forest. I turned around and looked at Alex again, when suddenly I heard the front door squeak open.
Ooh!
Chills went down my spine. Both of us quietly moved to the bathroom, locked the door, and kept the light off. It was the only safe place in the house.
He's coming up the
stairs.
Both of
us were terrified as we desperately tried to keep as calm as we could.
That would be so scary.
We heard footsteps getting louder and louder until they stopped in front of the bathroom door.
Don't put your foot by. He can look under the door and see your foot.
The most terrifying sound forced my heart to almost burst. Both of us screamed as the person chopped the door to pieces. It was pitch black inside the room, making it hard to find the vent, and by the time I spotted the vent, the person behind the door had made a hole big enough for us to see him.
That's so creepy.
The man adorned black leather and was wearing a plague doctor mask. I scurried back to the vent.
Those are so creepy. It was too high
above the floor for us to reach it, so Alex told me to go first because he was the strongest. He lifted me up on his shoulders, allowing me to open the vent and crawl inside. When I looked at the door again, the man had managed to fit his arm through the hole and reached for the lock. I quickly grabbed Alex's hand, but struggled to pull him up into the vent. "Alex!" I shouted, and began going after him. I pursued the figure until I was led to the abandoned subway deep within the forest.
Well, good thing
it was chilly and foggy, meaning that I could only see objects within a range of 5 or 6 yards. Inside the subway was a pool of freezing cold water. It was so dark that I couldn't see anything. I had to rely on listening to the screams from Alex and track the source. As I slowly walked through the subway, I was now struggling to breathe under the intense stress and fear of the situation. Alex! I called, but there was no response.
Alex was probably dead.
I continued walking through the water until the exit was no longer visible. I was now experiencing a massive panic attack. I had lost
See, if
track
that were me,
of
I would be
Alex.
gone, because
I
I
had
know
no
he's
idea
way too
where I
far gone
was
for me to
or
get
how to
him.
get out.
I would be gone.
Where
That's
are
just
you,
me, though.
Alex?
Yep. He's dead. Well, that's the end of the story. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. If you got scared, tell me in the comment section down below. Rate this horror story 1 out of 10. I will leave the link to the story in the description. And with that said, have a great day, everybody. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.